Hi there, crafters! This is Verenicce from tweetcrafts.com. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I would like to share with you guys how to create this sweet little box. Now this box I created to hold a EOS lotion. Now I had actually created this for Mother's Day because I have a lot of moms. I have a lot of sisters that are moms, and then I have a lot of close friends that are mom, and then of course my own mother. And so I created this for Mother's Day. And I loved it so much, and I said to myself, you know what? This would be a perfect thank you gift. Alright, let's go ahead and start. So first you're going to need an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of paper, and then you will also need a 3.25 by 2.5 piece of paper, and then you will also need a small little scrap piece of the same as the base for the circle piece right here. And then you'll need a little strip of paper. It doesn't even have to be this big for your flower. So those are the main pieces, and then also a little piece of white paper for your sentiment. And don't worry about writing any of this information down. I will have all this information in the link below. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring my scoreboard up. What you're going to do here is score on the long side at the 1 inch, 3 3/4, 4 3/4, and 7.5. And then you're going to flip it around the short side, and you're going to score it at 1 and 4.25. I'm sorry, 4.5. Okay, and then once you have your paper scored, just go ahead and fold it. Okay, so once you have everything burnished, we're going to go ahead and start cutting our piece of paper. Now, what I went ahead and did is I went ahead and did kind of a mock-up because it's kind of hard to see exactly what I'm going to do, so I wanted to show you guys how this works. So where the lid is, whichever one you decide to be the lid, if it's blank like this, it doesn't really matter, but if you have, you know, a floral or some kind of print on there, you might want a certain part as the lid. So just keeping in mind, what you're going to do is you're going to cut on the lid just a little bit in and a little bit in here. So this is the top part here, and then gonna cut here, so all this is going to get removed. And I'm just showing this to you like this so that way it might be a little bit easier to tell exactly what I'm doing. So as of right now, the lid gets a total of 4 triangles. A large triangle, and 2 smaller triangles. And that's the lid. And I'll walk you through it when I cut this one out. And then for the bottom, this is the flap that gets folded in, so you're just going to cut this at an angle. This has to remain straight. And then you can cut this at an angle. And then same here, straight at an angle, straight at an angle. And this will get cut. So I just wanted you to see what I'm going to do because it might be a little bit confusing. So let me go ahead and start. So this is the lid, and I'm going to cut that triangle. The other triangle. So see how it has that shape here, and then same here. And it doesn't have to be exactly precise. I just kind of eyeball it. And then triangle, 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 triangle. So you end up with this shape here, and this is the part that's the lid. Cut this one straight right on the line, and then cut in a little notch. Actually, this one I did it wrong. It's supposed to be here. Cut straight and then a little notch, and then a little notch here. Same here. Straight, notch, notch, straight, and a little notch. So in the end, you end up with this shape here. On this one I changed it up a bit, sorry. I noticed as I was cutting I marked it wrong on the paper. It isn't this bit that gets cut, it's actually here. So this is straight and then this gets notched in. This is straight and this is the part that gets notched in, not that piece. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, so then we end up with this shape, and then from here on the part that's the bottom, I'm going to do a little finger mark, and this is just a little circle that I have and eyeballing it, and you're just doing an easy open, which is this piece right here. So that way when it's closed, you have that little finger hole that it's a lot easier to open. And I like to do that now because I tend to forget to do it later. So I'm going to move this aside, and then I'm going to work on my other pieces. So like I said before, you're going to need a little piece of paper, and this is going to go on the top of the box. That's this design here. I actually created this print. I got the Swirly Bird stamp set, and I just used these shapes and I just added a print to it. Isn't that sweet? Now the nice thing about this is you can do this with any stamp set that you have. You can create this pretty print, and I actually love doing that. And you could not imagine how many people have asked me, did you buy that paper or did you make it? And it's really neat because you can repurpose your stamps in that way. So I went ahead and created this paper, and I will leave all the inks that I used to create this in the link below. So in case you're wondering what colors I'm using, I will provide that. So like I said, I used the Swirly Bird stamp set. Isn't that just adorable? I love this bird. I'm going to use him later. Okay, so we have this piece, and then you're going to need the solid piece. And I'm using the 2-inch circle. And then you're just going to need another little piece of white paper so you can add the sentiment to. And on this one, I'm also going to do it green. I'm going to be using the Cucumber Crush. And then I'm using the Thank You from the One Big Meaning. It's this one right here. And it just fits perfect with the 2-inch circle. And just cut this guy out. Alright, now we have most of our shapes. And then what I'm going to do is cut out this sweet little flower. I actually love this flower. This is from the Petite Petal Punch. This guy I just use all the time. Now to give it this raise effect, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some craft foam. Just put it here and then grab my Sharpie, and I love the one that has the pen at the end, and I find that he just goes in really nice with that. I've tried a couple other stuff, but it doesn't work quite as well. And then I'm going to add a little rhinestone to my flower. I was never a rhinestone kind of a girl. Then I thought a couple times, and I like the way it looks. Alright, so I'm going to move that aside. Okay, and at this point we are ready to start building it. Well, actually before I build it, what I'm going to do, I'm going to round these edges off. You can have it square like this. I personally like to round them. I have a little corner rounder. There we go. Now we're ready to start building it. Okay, from here I'm just going to add some fast fuse. You can add other kind of tape. I like to use fast fuse because it's cardstock to cardstock. You know, the nice thing about creating your own design on the paper is you can add anything you want. When I originally made it for this one, I didn't have any orange. This is it the way it was, and then I cut it out. And then because I wanted to use some of this orange, which is the Tangerine Tango, I went ahead and just added that color in, and that's the beauty about creating your own print. And then I'm going to add just my little circle. I want some of the green to pop out. And then from here, I know I want my sentiment right about here. So I'm going to add my flower here, but first I'm going to add some gold thread. And I'm just going to add a little bit of fast fuse. And I have this gold thread that I got from Walmart, just in your crafting section. And I find that it works perfect. Oops. So I just wrap it around a couple times on my finger. And then from here, I just grab it and stick it on that fast fuse. And the messier, believe it or not, it's the better. It gives it this neat little effect. There it is. I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of my sentiment. And I like to do this before I finish creating the box. That way I can push down on it. Now to adhere my flower, I'm going to add just a round little dimensional. The ones that you find at Walmart. I find these fit perfect on the back of my flower. You can cut the larger dimensionals if you like. I like being lazy and just having that. Isn't that just sweet? So now from here we're going to add some fast fuse on these small little flaps. You don't need to add fast fuse to the whole. You just need to add it right here and right here. Align it right here on the edge to the bottom, not the lid. The lid's doesn't need any fast fuse. And you know, the nice thing too is with the size of this box, you can actually get two from one piece of regular cardstock. And there it is. Isn't that just sweet? It was so simple, so fast. I got my EOS at Costco for a package deal, and you can just add this right in there. To be honest, a couple of them I was in a hurry, last minute. I just stuck it like that. Or if you want to just decorate it, add a little bit of tissue paper and some washi tape. It gives a little bit of an extra dimension. And these are just sweet thank you gifts, or like I said, Mother's Day gifts, Father's Day gifts, whatever the case may occur. So I hope you guys like this project. Tell me what you guys think, and tell me if you guys ever use the project. I would love to see the creation that you guys have created. If you hashtag us at TweetCrafts, if you have Instagram or Facebook, I would love to see your guys' projects. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them in the link below. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you would like to keep updated with what TweetCrafts is up to, please subscribe to our channel. Thanks guys.